Hi, everyone. Hi there, Senator Blunt.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to
Um,
be with you.
Let me just say a couple of fast words. So I'm pleased to welcome our friend Senator Blunt. He's been one of the principal advocates on the credit since 2013, and during that time, he's led the way to extend this credit 5 times. So we've put him to work, that's for sure, in including the bill last year, which was the largest extension of the credit in the program's history. Senator Blunt was also a key player in preserving the credit in 2017 during the debate on the tax reform. I still have this vision of Senator Blunt at our conference uh, that year. He came to the reception, and I said to him in not quite these terms, I hope you've got good news, because otherwise I'm going to have 200 very angry people here. And I can see him up on the stage still telling us all that the credit had been continued and not killed. So, Senator Blunt, thanks for coming today. Thanks for everything, and the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Bob. Great to be with you. I'd love to see you in Washington, and I hope next year that's the way this works out. I was just visiting with Ben Cardin, who's been my co-sponsor on, I think, all of this legislation the entire time, and he said to give you his regards, and I'm glad to do that. He's great to work with on these issues, and as you know, we're trying now to make the extension permanent, and we've tried that before, and we haven't gotten it done. But last time, as Bob pointed out, we got the extension of 5 years, longer than anything we've had up until now. And really, with everybody on this call, I can't tell you a lot. I can give a speech on new market tax credits, but I'd be a lot more comfortable giving that speech to people who didn't know everything about new market tax credits. You know how this works. You know why it works. You know, Missouri has been a big user of these credits. We've had 385 projects in our state. I think those 385 projects have created more than 40,000 jobs. And the numbers, obviously, around the country are much bigger than that, with about 1 million jobs resulting because of the impact of new market tax credits. So we're going to continue to see that happen. The Kansas City, Missouri built a community food bank using new market tax credits. The health clinic in Warsaw, Missouri, in the middle of the state where I was the other day, has a health clinic building that's there because of new market tax credits. I was at a grocery store in North St. Louis not too long ago. The first new grocery store built in North St. Louis in 50 years because of new market tax credits. And so they're working. I hope they continue to work. As you know, the onslaught of the Biden administration against the 2017 tax bill is pretty intense. And beyond that, there's also a pretty intense effort to undo the inheritance tax laws that we've worked so hard to get to where they are today. And I would say, with the people on this call and people who concentrate a lot of their wealth in depreciable real estate, people who, as I've looked at these companies over the years, often include multi-generations of the same family working side by side, though often it's the senior person in those generations that continues to have a lot of ownership in the property that everybody's worked to build. Well, what a nightmare it would be if you went back to the step-up basis, which, by the way, would, because you've depreciated out, would be zero, and then paid capital gains tax at the Biden rate, which is 43% if he gets the rate he would like, and then paid inheritance tax above that. of everything over $1 million would be a pretty incredible thing to have happen, and would disincentivize in a dramatic way a lot of the effort that's been going on in this area and lots of other areas. Whether it's the capital gains increase, it just simply means that the family that's been running the corner service station for years and might be willing to sell that property if they had to give 20% of it to somebody else, would not be nearly as willing to sell it if they had to give 50% of it to somebody else. And so if you want to really slow down the economy, and many of these proposals, by the way, like that one, the capital gains rate, of course, reduces income to the federal government. So the goal here is so often not to pay for things that the administration wants to do, and there are a lot of those, but it does seem to me a lot of the goal is just simply to take money away from people who have successfully been able to make money in this economy using the tax code and other things that are helpful to them. There's a real desire on the most intense side of the Democratic Party right now to just level all playing fields. And obviously that doesn't work to anybody's advantage. Everybody on this call knows that. So we're gonna be fighting that fight. We'd like to see a real infrastructure bill, and there's a very possible bipartisan infrastructure bill that would be in the $1 trillion range, and the biggest infrastructure bill at half that's ever been put on any president's desk. But that's going to take some bipartisan effort on all sides. I think Republicans want to do that. Democrats want to call everything infrastructure right now, whether it's pre-K education or home health care for older people. Those are not even suggesting either of those are bad things, but they don't need to be part of an infrastructure bill, and probably need to be debated as new responsibilities of the federal government all on their own. So glad to be with you. We'll be working hard if there's any opportunity at all to make these new market tax credits permanent. But you're right now in the first year of a 5-year extension of this program, the longest extension we've had up until now. And Senator Cardin and I are both pleased we've been able to be involved in that, and we're equally pleased to work to reach our real goal here, is to make this credit permanent. If it's worth extending as many times as we've extended it, it should be worth making permanent, and we're going to work hard to try to do that.
Senator, thank you very much. I saw a quote from you this morning. It's harder to get 3 Democrats on something than 10 Republicans.
Yeah. That was advice, Bob. I gave that advice to the White House. We were talking about a bipartisan bill that would really meet the definitions of infrastructure. And that also would include broadband. It would include underground water pipes. It would include all the things we've always thought were infrastructure. And my point to their legislative team, who's working hard to develop relationships, and I think doing pretty well at that, is my view that it'll be easier to get 20 Republicans on a bill that they could join 40 Democrats and pass a bill in the Senate than it would be to get the last 3 Democrats if every single Democrat knew you had to have them. And also you'd already defined the bill as almost everything anybody could imagine. That'll be something to watch if it comes down to that.
Right. Well, it certainly does seem like that group has something going. It was the G10, now the 20, now the 21. So
there you go. There you go.
Well, Senator, thank you very much. It's great to see you. Thank you for all of your help. We mentioned you at the top of this, and I think there's a widespread view that we wish that this wasn't your last Congress. But thank you very much for coming in, and we'll look forward to continuing our work with you. So thanks.
Well, me too. By the time I get done with this term, I'll have been in the Congress for 26 years, and that should be enough to satisfy even the neediest politicians. So I will say I haven't had a single day since I announced I wasn't running that I thought, boy, I wish I had 7.5 years more of this to do. But I am looking forward to the next year and a half, and we're going to get things done. I intend to finish strong, and with your help and advice, your efforts can be an important part of that.
Great. Thank you, Senator. Great to see you.
Thank you. Great to be with all of you. See you soon, I hope.
Yes, absolutely. So we are now on a break, which will go until 2:30 when we will hear from Jody Harris, the director of the CDFI fund. So stay tuned.